with none other than Top Dog 619, Mr. Christopher Smith. Before we get to the things you want to talk about, Braxton Burmeister waiting to see if he's going to be the starting quarterback for the Oregon Ducks. Just a year ago, he was playing for La Jolla Country Day, setting records with his arm. Does he have the legs to be the quarterback in Eugene?
Absolutely, Paul. He's got the legs. Many people don't know Braxton's 6'1", 200 pounds, but he also runs a 4.5 40. And he comes from a very good pedigree. His dad, Dan Burmeister, ran track at North Carolina.
So we got some video of him. At the next level, your durability does get tested, does it not?
Absolutely. But I don't think that's going to be a problem for Braxton. I mean, he started as a true freshman at La Jolla Country Day and played 4 years there. He's also one of 2 quarterbacks that have thrown for over 10,000 yards in San Diego. Durability is not going to be a problem for the kid.
Well, then let's segue into the best quarterbacks in the county right now. Who are your top 3?
Let's start off a little bit further north. That's going to be, well, let's start off with number 1. That's going to be Jack Tuttle. He's an Elite 11 quarterback, 6'5", 200 pounds, and pound for pound the best quarterback in San Diego.
Will he be a starting quarterback your freshman year?
I don't know about freshman year, but I do expect to see him be a starting quarterback in the Pac-12.
Who's number 2 on your list?
Number 2 is going to be none other than the quarterback over at Helix. That's Carson Baker.
Gets overlooked over there, does he not?
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of hard not to. You've got receivers like Rashad Scott. You've got Isaac Taylor-Stewart out there. But he's committed to UC Davis, and Carson's a great quarterback.
Number 3 on your list.
5-0. We're going to go up north a little bit. La Costa Canyon, we're going to take Jake Neufeld.
Doesn't get talked about a lot.
Not a lot, but he's led his team. He doesn't have as many weapons as some of the other quarterbacks, but he does a great job spreading the ball around and driving his team down the field.
While we're in the backfield, let's quickly review your top 3 choices at running back.
Okay, let's go ahead and start off with... That's going to be Chris Brown, another guy up north, running back. He's got offer from...
Stud.
The kid's phenomenal. It's been a while since we've seen a running back at that level.
And he's going to go where?
Personally, I think he's going to end up at Washington. He has a lot of offers out there, but he really likes Washington.
And number 2 on your list?
That's going to be Utah commit, Kenyon Sims from Lincoln from the Hive. Everybody says the Hive's alive. This kid's a dynamic running back. He's got a great upswing out there. So he's going to be number 2. Number 3 is going to be a little-known kid out of Southeast San Diego that goes to Morris High School, and that's none other than Martell Irby.
I guarantee you he plays the best saxophone of the 3.
I'll take your word for it.
All right, Mission Hills, getting back to them, they have been ranked number 1 in the county ever since Helix lost. Right. Talk about why they are so successful. Then my follow-up question will be, can anyone beat them?
Well, I think they're so successful strictly because Chris Hauser, the head coach up there, is an absolute disciplinarian. He's got a star in Jack Tuttle, but he knows how to balance that stardom with what his team actually needs. He's got a core group of guys that are team-first guys. You got Chris Olave, you got Sam Dixon, you've got Damon Wegan out there. Those guys are making it more about the team this year than individual accolades. That's why I think they're going to be really, really successful.
And how good is the Bishops, Joel Allen's kids bunch, they always punch above their weight.
Right.
How far above their weight can they punch? They dominate at the small school level. Do we underrank them?
Actually, you know, I mean, right now I think they're sitting at number 5. I think they're right where they need to be, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take out some of these open division teams, if they went head-to-head with them. They're polished, they're poised, and they're athletic.
That might be the most amazing story because they have 19 kids on the team. They have 20 coaches and 19 kids.
And this weekend they play Santa Fe Christian, so it's going to talk a lot about how disciplined they are and how good that team really is. This is probably the biggest test they have for them on the entire season. If they beat them, I see them being able to go undefeated.
Schools like that, it's more about numbers because if you lose one kid, you lose 2 starters, and so it's just, you know, if they can stay healthy, then they can play. But if they had to play an open division schedule week in, week out, the attrition would catch up with them.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about Kearny, San Diego, and Crawford combined. Check me if I'm 17. I've been around long enough to watch these teams get kicked around enough. So it's, personally, I am so happy for each one of those schools' success. But there's also the argument, you know, the CIF has changed things. Now you just don't play your geographical school. You play based on records and whatnot.
Right.
So are they making hay off of programs smaller than theirs?
You know, I think when you look at surface, I think you would say yes. Although I think the times are changing in San Diego football. Kids are wanting to stay home and play for their local community schools. I'm a Crawford alumni, so I love seeing my coach do this well. But San Diego, I remember 3-4 years ago, they didn't win a game in 3 years. So it's fantastic to see these inner city programs building back up.
You know, because we were talking about maybe the programs going away, and now the fact that creating a little school spirit
There's a lot of buzz. You know, winning does something great to the high school football community.
And the whole student body.
Absolutely.
It won't be long before the Silver Pigskin Committee is meeting on a daily basis. For those who don't know, you have a chairman role. Pays the same, but the responsibility is tenfold. Talk a little bit about, as we start, first of all, we should mention, go to the website to see what names we're considering. How does the decisions get made?
Well, you know, people always ask me three questions. Is it on the field play? Is it in the classroom? Is it in the community? Well, the answer is simple. Yes, yes, and yes. It's a combination of all three of those things. If you go to the Hog blog, which you do a great job of doing, you're going to see a list of all the players we currently have up there. You can see it on the screen now. The reality is this award is the most coveted high school football award in all of San Diego County football. With that said, it has to represent the best all-around player that represents the entire football community. Are there going to be some guys that are more athletic? Sure. Are there going to be some guys who be more in the community? Sure. But the player that wins this award is going to have the best combination that represents the entire community.
Where are you going to be this week?
I decided to go see Torrey Pines versus San Marcos.
Why?
I'm a smash mouth football guy. I love smash mouth football. Torrey Pines is the wing tee offense up there. You've got San Marcos, a good O-line, D-line, but they're fast, they're quick. I want to see how these two teams match up, and I also understand there's playoff implications for this game. So I think this is going to be a chess match between both offensive and defensive coordinators, and whoever comes out of this is going to have a driver's seat into the Open Division playoffs.
And before I let you go, I want everyone to go to you brought up the Hog blog. Mike Basello from San Pasqual has been driving from Goodyear, Arizona to keep his streak of 46 years in county as the voice of the Eagles. His story is amazing, and I encourage everyone to read about it. But this story is being replicated throughout the county, is it not?
Well, this is what PPR is all about. It's about the San Diego football community. This man loves San Diego football community so much that he drives from Goodyear, Arizona, 300 and some odd miles to go do San Pasqual games. That's amazing. This is what San Diego football is about. This is what PPR is about. Go read the blog. It's an amazing story with an amazing person, amazing character.
All right, and know that it's being replicated everywhere throughout the county. Kudos to all who give back to their communities. That is it for now. We will have another hour of news coming your way right after these commercial words. You're watching the KUSI News at 5 and soon to be watching the 6 o'clock version.